Tasty food is the best, but what if it's also dangerous? Here's a look at 20 harmful foods people keep eating. Casu Martzu. Casu Martzu is a very special type of cheese from the Italian island of Sardinia. While it's highly sought after by its fans, it's also banned in many countries across the globe. What makes this cheese so special and so bad for you? It's a sheep's milk cheese that contains live maggots. That's right, live maggots of the cheese fly variety are essential to this cheese. The maggots and their digestive process change the texture of the cheese. The ultimate ick factor, it's only eaten when the maggots are alive. As for health issues, maggots can survive being eaten and go on to cause problems in the digestive tract. Bacon. The ultimate breakfast food and much memed pork product, bacon is a versatile, salty strip of processed meat that has spawned 1,000 bacon-flavored and scented products. Of course, while bacon has become the internet's most overhyped food, it has also been revealed to be a food with the potential to be harmful to your health. With increased saturated fats and nitrites, which can form carcinogenic nitroso compounds, the regular consumption of bacon can potentially increase the risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and cancer. The World Health Organization has also cited that regularly frying up fatty meat can increase the risks of colorectal issues. Fugu. Also known as a pufferfish, fugu is a much-coveted and potentially extremely dangerous dish. What makes fugu so dangerous is their poisonous tetrodotoxin, which can cause paralysis and asphyxiation. The only way to get a serving of the poisonous puffer is to find a restaurant and chef that has been specifically trained. The license takes between 2 and 3 years to obtain, and only around 35% of applicants pass. The preparation, cooking, and selling of fugu are heavily regulated. Despite these regulations, cases of tetrodotoxin death surface every now and then, even when dealing with licensed chefs. San-Nakji. Another seafood entry on the list is San-Nakji, a dish consisting of long octopus tentacles. The dish is prepared by first killing the octopus and cutting off its tentacles, and often sprinkling sesame seeds and sesame oil over the dish before serving. Why is this particular dish so harmful? It's so fresh that the tentacles are often still moving on the plate. This means the tentacles can still move for some time after it's served. It also means that the suckers are still working. All this adds up to a potential choking hazard, as the tentacles can become lodged in the throat. Even worse, sometimes the octopus is consumed live and whole. Bread. While carbohydrates are not nearly as bad for you as people make them out to be, bread is on the list for another reason. Processed loaves that you pick up from the supermarket often have a bunch of added sugars and preservatives. Worse still, packaged and processed white bread can increase the risks of diabetes and heart disease. And if you already suffer from diabetes, it can be bad for your blood sugar levels and can cause spikes. A balanced diet needs grains, fibers, and carbs, so when reaching for that bread, go for a whole grain, freshly baked loaf over a processed white loaf. Fruit juice. Everyone knows that fruit is good for you. According to medical professionals, you should have at least 5 servings of fruits and veggies every day, with some saying it should be closer to 10. A quick way to get in some fruit is by downing some fruit juice. But those looking to drink their servings should think again. Fruit juice is a huge offender when it comes to added sugars. Excess sugar can lead to weight gain, high blood pressure, and risk of diabetes. Instead of reaching for that carton of fruit punch, take a bite of an actual orange or apple and get the added vitamin and fiber benefits. Grilled meats. A backyard barbecue is a summer staple for many. Gathering around and grilling burgers or hot dogs is a tradition during the hot summer months. But too much can be bad for you. Anything that's cooked over coals or even burnt can be harmful to your health. Regularly consuming meats cooked in this way can increase cancer risks, with the cooking process imparting carcinogenic compounds to the food. One of the compounds produced is acrylamide, which occurs when food is burnt and is the same as one of the chemicals in cigarettes. Of course, a little isn't going to hurt you, and as with all things, moderation is key, as well as keeping an eye on your meat when barbecuing to help avoid burning. Diet soda. It makes sense that sugary, fizzy sodas are not great for you. That's why many sodas now have diet alternatives. Billed as healthier, lower-calorie, and lower-sugar versions of their fizzy counterparts, diet sodas are actually no healthier than the original versions. Artificial sweeteners, such as aspartame, used in diet sodas are known to trigger insulin production and lead to increased weight gain and metabolic problems, making it harder to lose weight. Diet soda consumption can also lead to an increased risk of developing type 2 diabetes and an increased risk of heart problems and stroke. So instead of reaching for a soda, diet or not, have a glass of water. Sugary cereals. Everyone loves a bowl of sweet and crunchy cereal for breakfast in the morning, or even as a snack. But for those addicted to Fruit Loops or other sweet cereals, it may be time to rethink what you put in your bowl. Sugar-loaded cereals may give a little pep in the morning due to the sugar rush, but they're also leading to increased weight gain, diabetes, and, in some cases, cancer. The ingredients butylated hydroxytoluene, BHT, butylated hydroxyanisole, BHA, coupled with refined carbs and added sugar make these kinds of cereals seriously bad for you. Not to mention that BHT and BHA are banned in the UK, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and much of Europe due to their carcinogenic properties. Energy drinks. When the day is dragging along and it's a struggle to get going, it's all too easy to grab an energy drink to jumpstart the heart and get firing on all cylinders. The problem is that energy drinks are incredibly bad for you. Found to be more corrosive to teeth than regular sodas, these acidic beverages can also wreak havoc on your insides. Studies have shown that regular consumption of energy drinks can cause liver and kidney problems, especially in those that drink more than 2 a day. Add to that the artificial sweeteners, and energy drinks become a heart-pounding cocktail of damaging chemicals. Margarine. For a long time, it was thought that margarine was a healthier alternative to butter. It's also often a cheaper alternative to butter, with larger amounts available for less. However, the tide is turning for margarine. Often containing high levels of saturated fats, many of the butter alternatives are not any better for your heart health than the real deal. Some contain palm oil, which is not only filled with saturated fat, but can cause inflammation, not to mention the impact that producing it has on the environment. Instead of margarine, reach for straight olive oil or cholesterol-friendly spreads like Becel. Canned soup. Soup is a universal comfort food, a hearty, filling, hot meal that's great to curl up under a blanket with. Opening a can of soup and heating it up is a shortcut to comfort. Canned soup may be a comforting convenience, but it comes at a risk to your health, often laden with excessive amounts of salt. Sodium is extremely bad for your health, with too much leading to organ damage, dehydration, and water retention. Increased sodium also makes you hungrier as it affects how full you feel after eating. Make sure to check the labels and opt for low-sodium options when you grab that next can off the grocery store shelf. American cheese. A familiar favorite, bright orange American cheese is available in a brick or individually wrapped slices. The slices are quick and easy and melt perfectly in a grilled cheese or on a burger. Tasty, yes, but also bad for you. While it's now often colored with more natural colorings than in the past, it's still stuffed with harmful additives. Sodium citrate and phosphates are present in the questionable cheese product, which could have an impact on muscle spasms and kidney damage in large quantities. Not to mention that around 75% of adults can't digest lactose and dairy products efficiently or at all. Instead, reach for low lactose or lactose-free cheeses. Jarred pickles. Store-bought jarred pickles are a popular snack or garnish for many, not to mention the star of the age-old joke about pregnancy cravings and pickles. The problem when you buy pickles from the store is that there can be a lot of added ingredients that aren't that desirable. Many brands add polysorbate 80, yellow number 5, and sodium benzoate to their pickles. While artificial coloring, especially yellow, is strange considering cucumbers are green, the emulsifier polysorbate 80 and sodium benzoate are the real problems, both of which have shown links to increased risk of cancer and, in the case of sodium benzoate, mitochondrial damage. Fruit-flavored yogurt. Yogurt is touted as a healthy snack. It's delicious and it comes in a variety of different styles and flavors. The yogurts that are fruit-flavored must be especially good for you because they contain fruit, right? Well, think again. Many fruit-flavored yogurts contain very little actual fruit, instead having their flavor and colors enhanced by fruit juices and artificial colorings. They're also often filled with added sugars and the plant-based emulsifier carrageenan, which can cause inflammation in people with stomach issues. When picking out a yogurt at the grocery store, always check the labels and try to opt for organic and natural yogurts that can be customized with different toppings and fruits at home. Water enhancers. For those looking to replace soda in their daily routine, flavored water enhancers are often an alternative to turn to. For anyone looking to make that switch, maybe hold off for now. Many water enhancers are made of entirely artificial ingredients, including sucralose, acesulfame potassium, propylene glycol, and artificial dyes and flavorings. None of these ingredients are going to do a person any good, and they can increase the risks of metabolic disorders and weight gain. Instead of reaching for those little bottles of synthetic sweetness, try infusing your water with different fruits or cucumbers for a hint of natural flavor. Instant noodles and ramen. A solid staple for students everywhere, ramen instant noodles are a cheap and quick way to get a filling meal and are easily customizable by adding your own meat or veggies into the mix. However, before opening that seasoning packet, take a look at what is and isn't present in the speedy snack. Instant noodles are often low in calories but are high in sodium, fats, and carbohydrates. They also lack the most basic micronutrients like vitamins, minerals, and also fiber. Regularly consuming instant noodles can lead to a higher risk of heart disease, high cholesterol, and stroke, as well as weight gain. Take the extra time to cook fresh pasta instead. Hot Pockets. Another student-friendly feast, Hot Pockets are unsurprisingly chock full of things that are bad for your health. Just looking at the ingredients for the ham and cheese variation shows how unhealthy the molten lava-filled snacks are. Filled with carrageenan, soybean oil, and diglycerides, regularly eating Hot Pockets can increase the risks of heart disease, high cholesterol, and intestinal inflammation. Add to this the high sodium and carbohydrate levels, plus added sugars, and eating Hot Pockets is a recipe for a stomach ache, and potentially much worse. Stick to a regular grilled cheese or toasted sandwich made with fresh ingredients instead. Oreo Cookies. Everyone's favorite cream-filled chocolatey sandwich cookies are a mainstay in pantries and pop culture alike. However, Oreo cookies are also loaded with palm oil, which can cause inflammation and weight gain. There are also no actual dairy products used in Oreos, which is great for the lactose intolerant, but means that instead they are double stuffed with preservatives and high-fructose corn syrup. Consuming 10 Oreos in a day will provide you with 90% of your daily sugar intake. Along with a high fat content, high calorie content, and a surprising amount of sodium, this all adds up to Oreos being one of the unhealthiest cookies you can pick up at the grocery store. Slim Jims. Before you bite into a Slim Jim, take a look at the nutritional information and ingredient list on the packaging. Jam-packed with sodium and nitrates, these tiny tubes of meat can be the push that helps put you on the fast track to increased heart attack and cancer risks. With minimal iron content and no other nutritional value to speak of, this favorite snack of many is also loaded with 20 grams of fat and carbohydrates that come from sugars with no dietary fiber at all. When it comes down to it, it's better to avoid processed meats as much as possible and always keep track of what goes into your food. First time here? Then leave us a comment and hit that subscribe button. And for another great video, just tap or click.